Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Exile Rodro once again. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of solo manhunt here. This is recorded off the Xbox One. As you'll see, that the a little bit crispier on the graphics. I'm quite enjoying playing it. In this session, I bump into somebody who I later find out is actually live streaming. Hello there, Tim. I do owe him a big apology. Apparently, after the game, my Twitter account actually lit right up with accusations of stun stealing. So let's see what happens. At the time, I didn't notice it, but now that I've watched it back a couple of times, quite an interesting place for somebody to spawn when they're on the other team. After I've watched it back a couple of times, I see now exactly what people were talking about. So it's a little unfortunate what I did. I'm not very proud of it. It's not the way I normally play the game, but let's just watch and see how I go here. I'm going to do a bit of a running live com. Not live com, but a running commentary. As you can see, I'm sort of dominating the lower level players here and taking control of the game. It's only 2 versus 3. There's 2 level 1s in the game. I happen to have one of them teamed up with me, which happens a lot. I tend to, I don't know what it is, I tend to get grouped with lower level players. Here I see it at the last very possible second, and I still get another death. Unfortunately, we had somebody drop out, so now I'm just trying to survive and keep my teammate alive at the same time. My opponents are quite hyperactive, is one word I would put it as. I tend to be able to pick them out quite easily from a crowd. Right here I made a mistake. I should have gone for the smoke bait, but I'm not really a smoker anymore. I used to use it quite a bit in ACR. I am notorious for being an OSPer, I admit it. Put my hand right up in the air and say, yes, I did it. Mainly to get that elusive focus and lower skill player. So here I go. I'm about to drop smoke for the first time ever in AC4. And it works, but unfortunately for me, I did not see the disguise player there. This guy seems to be a bit of a kill whore on his team, so... And as you see, right there, you see the infamous Notch has joined. As I said, I later found out he was live streaming this game, so to all those people who watched that game live, I do apologise for not reading my Twitter as I was playing. So I found out after the fact that through a couple of people that yeah, I was being a bit of a stun whore here. Beautiful knife stun there. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever curious. This guy, Shodizzle, I think it was a girl, I'm not 100% sure. Wasn't really a team player there. As I died, you noticed Notch was just there in the distance. I do group up with him in a moment, and we seem to sort of be a little bit more team orientated once I do manage to group up with him. So just a little bit of a note that I'd like to make that's not really related to this game in particular is a couple of my clanmates have done some commentaries regarding respect and just being polite to people, because they are human beings, the people that you're playing with. Although it is a video game and they are just characters on the screen that you're seeing, there is a human being at the other end of the Ethernet, essentially. And you've got to consider that, you know, they're a person. They have feelings. You don't know what's going on in their life. So I agree with everything that my clanmates Hellbilly and Sparticus have both said in their commentaries. I'll try and post a link into the comment section below. I'll do that. Hopefully I'll be able to get it right. I'll just get their permissions first. As you can see Notch is being stalked here. So I'm sort of heading over here, thinking I'm going to do the assist. I didn't actually notice how close he was to that pursuer, and I stole that stun from him. I do apologise once again. Right here, I try to make amends by throwing out a bodyguard myself and thinking that he's going to get the stun, but he seems to be not reacting as quickly as myself. I'm not sure if it's because he came into the gate lane, but here I share a knife and allow him to get that stun. Right here, I thought he might have seen that one coming, but didn't. So I've got now 4 people chasing me. You can see all the 2, 3 red triangles, 3 red triangles, a 4th one popping up in a second. Notch is off there to the right. I was hoping he'd be able to come out and maybe do a bit of a distraction, but I'm not 100% sure how effective he would have been against that many players coming after me. Yeah, as I was saying regarding the showing respect for your fellow players, reason being, the reason I want to mention this is communication is the key to being a human being. The way you get to know people, the way you get to learn how to play this game better, is by talking to other people. If you don't talk to other people, and you run around continuously getting low points, low scores, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to walk away from the game. I'd hate to see that happen. I love this kind of game, I love Assassin's Creed. I have been playing it since right at the start from AC1. AC2 was definitely one of my all-time favourites. Once Revelations came out and I discovered the multiplayer, like I said, everybody has their own issues. I had a severe spinal injury back in those days, and I wasn't able to lift more than 2 kilograms when I had my operation. I was stuck at home. The Xbox was my friend. That's how I communicated with the world. That is what I did for pastime. You can see here I get a nice stun. I sort of wait a second, because Notch is about to get stun locked somehow, and I get myself another 900 point kill there. So I decided to be a nice person and help Notch up there. As you can see, our team's only just in the lead. We sort of lose the lead here in a minute. These guys are sort of point starviers. Notch and I here are a little bit in sync. You'll watch we both throw a knife at the same time and realise that we can't get through the chase breaker. I was the lucky one who managed to get into the right position at the end. Yes, it was only a 100 point kill, but you know what? It all adds up, guys. As I was saying, here I helped Notch again. Like, sort of used him as a meat shield, but he did get a kill in, and so did I. And we both rack up our points by me getting the assist and Notch getting the ground finish. So as I said, people, try and be a little bit nicer towards your fellow players. It will help you get a lot further in life and in the game and in the community. Just being more welcoming. You don't have to be everyone's best friend, but maybe try and be a little bit more civil towards one another. The reason being, like I said, you never know what's going on. What was he thinking? Why did he not kill that person? The reason being, you never know what's going on in somebody else's life. Video games can be somebody's whole world. I mean, it is just a game, guys, but sometimes there's a lot more going on out there in the real world. Right here is great teamwork. Everybody saw the poison and nobody tried to steal it. That was fantastic. I really appreciated that. Yeah, guys, if you just start to talk to each other, you may get to understand what's happening with each other a little bit more regularly. Right here we get a nice team kill. Everybody gets a quadruple multi-kills. 1, 2, 3, and Notch gets the 4th. Get an assist and a ground finish, 2 ground finishes as well as 1 kill. So you can see we're just sort of nudging ourselves out front. Guys, I hate to preach. I'm not a kind of person who tells people that they must do things. As you can see, the Xbox One just decided it's wanted to record that clip for me. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find that. I've got quite a few clips saved up. Right here, I'm totally confused. I see the blue triangle and then I spot them. I get myself a contested kill, almost got stunned. Here you're about to see how teamwork can all come together. I know that this player's over here. I know exactly which one it is. I saw them morph the crowd. I know that's a bodyguard because they've shoved a civilian, and players don't do that. Notch decides to bait, gets the stun, and I get a nice acro kill there for 450 times 1.5, 675. Very nice. Game's closing towards the end here. These guys have decided they're just going to run and be complete novices. I'm not going to try and use the N word. I'll use the authentic term, which is novice. They know how to play the game. They just have low moral standing as far as the way that playing the game I shouldn't say should be played, but how it can be played more effectively. Well guys, there's the game. We've just managed to squeeze out a win there. As you saw, for the majority of my first round there, I had only 2 players. I did have a little bit of bloodlust there and stole a few stuns off Notch. I do apologise for that once again. Guys, please think about what I said. Thanks for watching this game. I really appreciate it. Anybody who could think hard about what I said, about just being a little bit more polite towards one another at least, just to keep our community together, and maybe we can grow it a little bit faster and really get to know each other a bit better. I'm Exile Rodro. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks again.